Have you ever looked at your peace lily and wondered, it looked perfectly healthy yesterday, so why are all the leaves drooping today? The strange thing is that this happens to a lot of people. You water your plant regularly, you keep it in the same place, and you think you're taking good care of it, but somehow, the leaves begin to wilt, the plant loses its strength, and you have no idea why. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. I know exactly how that feels because the same thing happened to me. The first peace lily I ever grew suddenly started drooping. The leaves became soft, the whole plant looked weak, and honestly, I thought it was dying. My first reaction was probably the same as yours. I grabbed a watering can and gave it even more water because I believed the plant was simply thirsty. But instead of getting better, it became worse. A few days later, some leaves started turning yellow. The plant looked weaker every day, and I began to think there was no way to save it. That experience taught me a very important lesson. Sometimes, what we think our plant needs is actually the opposite of what it really needs. After that, I spent a lot of time learning more about peace lilies. I observed my plant carefully, changed a few simple habits, and slowly discovered what had been causing the problem. Little by little, my peace lily recovered. New leaves started growing. The leaves became thicker and greener. A few months later, it even produced beautiful white flowers again. Since then, I've continued using the same care routine, and my peace lily has stayed healthy and blooms much more consistently. Today, I'd like to share everything I've learned from my own experience. Whether you're growing your very first peace lily or you've had one for years, I hope these simple tips will help you avoid the same mistakes I made and keep your plant healthy for a long time. So let's get started.
When my peace lily first started drooping, I thought the problem was obvious. I looked at those soft, hanging leaves and immediately assumed the plant needed more water. So I watered it right away, expecting it to bounce back within a day or two. But that's not what happened. Instead of getting better, the plant became even weaker. The leaves stayed limp, a few started turning yellow, and I realized I had been treating the symptom instead of the real problem. That's when I learned one of the most important lessons about growing peace lilies. A drooping peace lily doesn't always mean it's thirsty. Sometimes the soil is too dry, but sometimes it's already too wet, and the roots are beginning to rot. The tricky part is that both problems can make the plant look almost exactly the same. Since then, I've never watered my peace lily just because the leaves are drooping. I always check the soil first. If it still feels moist a couple of inches below the surface, I wait. If it's dry, then I water deeply and let the excess water drain away. That one simple habit has probably saved more of my peace lilies than anything else. Now that we know watering isn't always the answer, let's look at another common mistake that many people overlook: the place where you keep your peace lily.
After I finally fixed my watering routine, I expected my peace lily to recover completely. The leaves were no longer drooping as often, and the plant looked much healthier. But after a few weeks, I noticed something was still missing. New leaves were growing very slowly. They were smaller than the older ones, and I still wasn't seeing any flowers. At first, I thought the plant just needed more time. But then I realized I had been overlooking something very important: light. Like many people, I always believed that peace lilies loved dark rooms because they're known as low-light plants. So I kept mine in a corner of my living room, far from the window. The plant survived, but it wasn't really growing. That's when I learned an important lesson. A peace lily can survive in low light, but it needs bright, indirect light if you want it to truly thrive. So I moved my plant closer to a window where it could receive gentle, filtered sunlight throughout the day. I made sure it never sat in direct afternoon sun because that can burn the leaves. Within a few weeks, I started noticing real changes. The leaves became darker green. New growth appeared more often, and the whole plant looked stronger and healthier. A few months later, it even started blooming again. If your peace lily hasn't produced flowers for a long time, or if the new leaves are getting smaller and smaller, don't assume it needs more fertilizer. Before you do anything else, take a look at where your plant is growing. Sometimes, giving it a little more light is all it needs. Once I solved the lighting problem. I thought I had everything figured out. But there was still one more thing I needed to understand. And that was what was happening below the surface. Because no matter how well you water or where you place your peace lily, healthy roots are the foundation of a healthy plant.
Once I started paying more attention to the roots, I realized they were the real foundation of a healthy peace lily. You can have the perfect watering routine and the perfect amount of light. But if the roots aren't healthy, the plant will never reach its full potential. One thing I learned is that potting soil doesn't stay good forever. Over time, it naturally breaks down and becomes compact. When that happens, water drains much more slowly, air can't reach the roots as easily, and the risk of root rot increases. That's why I like to check the soil every now and then. If it stays wet for several days after watering, feels heavy, or has a sour smell, it's usually a sign that it's time to replace the potting mix. Fresh, well-draining soil gives the roots the oxygen they need to stay healthy. I also changed the way I fertilize my peace lily. At first, I thought adding more fertilizer would help it grow faster, but I quickly realized that more isn't always better. Too much fertilizer can actually damage the roots and slow down growth. Now, I feed my peace lily with a balanced fertilizer during the growing season. Using only a small amount, it's enough to keep the leaves healthy and give the plant the nutrients it needs to produce beautiful flowers. Another simple habit that has made a big difference is removing yellow leaves and faded flowers as soon as I see them. This helps the plant focus its energy on producing new growth instead of trying to support old or damaged leaves. Looking back, I realized that caring for a peace lily isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things consistently. Once I understood what the plant needed and stopped guessing, growing healthy peace lilies became much easier. If you remember just one thing from this video, let it be this: observe your plant before you react. Check the soil before watering. Make sure it's getting enough bright, indirect light. And don't forget that healthy roots are the key to healthy leaves and beautiful blooms. With a little patience and the right care, your peace lily will reward you with lush green leaves and elegant white flowers for many years to come.